Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Scrum Game Development here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over how to edit your GUI, how to edit your choices to make them look better in-game. So I was looking for this exact tutorial and never found it after all my looking for it. I ended up having to read on their website and figure out exactly and go through myself and kind of, try to figure it out myself, which I managed to do, but I couldn't figure it out for a while. And I finally did, so I'm making this video to essentially help you not make the mistakes I did and not take forever to find it. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this is useful to somebody else other than myself. But if not, then this video is just for myself so I can find it easier in the future. Alright, so let's just launch the YouTube tutorial so we can see what it looks like right now. It's going to look pretty ugly because I was editing all the GUI in colors and stuff. You can kind of see how funky this is with the pink highlighting and the green here with the blue background. Don't even ask about it. Anyways, and the text is yellow now. Let's just not even ask. You remember this game I made earlier? So we have the choices: become Spider-Man and don't become Spider-Man. And as you know, they're usually in the middle here, which I don't know. I never like them being in the middle. Maybe there's some cases where I would want them in the middle, but I never liked them there, and I wanted to figure out how to lower it. And I ended up finding that after a while of looking. So you can see now they're in the right spot and, look all right. So let's just close this. And I'm going to show you how you can do that. So there's two things you're going to want to look for, and they're in different places. The first one is in screens. Never thought to look in screens. I don't know why. But eventually I found a thing that basically showed me to go in screens, and it made life a lot easier. So in screens, you're going to want to go to line 220. So it's 220 if you haven't edited it. If you edited and took all this stuff out, I have no idea what line it would be. So we're looking for 220 right here, and it's this style choice of VBox. So X-align, of course, is, where it's aligned on the screen in the X-axis. 0.5 is in the middle, 0 would be on the left, 1 would be on the right. Then you have this Y position, so it's not on a 0.5 alignment or anything like that, it's position, and the higher number you are, the lower you will go on the screen. So you saw where 800 was, that's where I put it. It's a little bit up from the bottom, not very bottom. I'm honestly not sure what is the bottom and top. Maybe it's going off the 1920 by 1080, so maybe 1080 is the very bottom. I have no idea. I'm going to admit that. You can figure that out. But yeah, it's right here, and you're just going to want to change this Y position to whatever you want, and that should change it on the Y axis. And the X align will change it on the X axis, so you have those two things there that you can change. And that's basically it. As far as moving it, this is the code you're going to want, the style choice VBox, and then X align, Y position, Y anchor, just this. And you're also, if you want to have different spacing, that's where we're going to go to next. You can see here it says spacing GUI.choice_spacing. So we need to go to the GUI. So we could leave this open. I'm just going to close it and relaunch it because it's fast. And then in GUI, you're going to want to go to line 255. So another pretty far down. You can see there's a lot of stuff here, which can make it very confusing. And in 255, we have the spacing. So not sure. I clearly got the wrong number. It's 260. I have 255 in my notes. I don't know why I did that. So let me change that in my notes, first of all, to 260. Not really going to be helpful because I'll have this video in the future, I guess. And then you can change the spacing however you want. So for example, it's at 33 right now. We could change that to whatever we want. The spacing between menu choices. So to show what that means real quick, let's just launch this project again, and then we'll change it and see how it changed. So start. I should really just save it right here. So you can see the spacing between these two choices is pretty big. We have this, it could fit another choice in between those, basically, is a good way to look at it. And then if we go and lower the number now, so let's open this back up and lower the number. So instead of 33, let's do let's just do 20. And then we can have to save it, obviously, and then launch it again, and we will see. We should be able to just load it up You can see how much smaller it became, but let's make it really noticeable. Let's do like spacing at 0. So a lot smaller now. And this should basically make the choices touch. So they're really, really close. Obviously, we had to relaunch it to get the change. And yeah, you can see they're essentially touching. There's a little gap. But yeah, you have the two choices really close together. So you could fit more choices in a small area, or like not make the choices cover the whole screen. Or if you just don't like the spacing and you think it looks better with however your layout looks, you can change that to a really low number. 0 is fine for now. There's one last thing I wanted to go over, and it is changing this like background to the choice, how it's like this black bar, this black like gradient bar. If you don't want that and you want to change it to something else, you can simply click on GUI, and once that opens, you'll have this button here, and you'll have this choice idle background, and that's the bar there. You can change that to whatever you want. You have the idle background, and when you're not hovering, you have it when you're hovered as well. You have all these. You can change these however you feel fits, whatever you think looks best. I've seen some people do it with like paper. Maybe I'll pull that up real quick. I believe it was the renpy like tutorial that showed the paper version, and I kind of like that, so I'll pull it up. Alrighty, so here's what I was talking about. I really like this. They have basically where it's paper, and when you hover over it, or maybe when you're not hovering, I'm not sure which they actually have here. Oh yeah, example, idle background is dark, and when you hover over it, it gets lighter. So that'll, show you which one you're hovering over. You can read it, and then the other one's darker. I really like that. You could save this image and actually use it in your own game, and just save image as and replace it yourself if you wanted to. You could definitely just take this and steal it if you wanted. They have all sorts of stuff. So even for your like start menu and everything like that, I mean, they're giving you the images for free. So if you wanted to go with this paper version, you could do that. But you can see the choices like in the middle of her face. I would definitely lower that to a little lower, just to get it out of her face. But that's obviously up to the person. But yeah, I also, if you're like good at reading and understanding stuff, their guides are very helpful. That is not me though. I definitely need a video showing me. But yeah, I think we went over that. So basically you would just, you'd want to copy these exact names. So you could do like, when you go to rename it, or like you could hit rename and then just copy this so you don't, so you put in the right thing if you're going to switch it. But yeah, that's basically it. And I think I've explained everything I wanted to, just to fully edit the choices. If you want to see a future video where I actually add those new paper ones in, just let me know. But I don't want this video to go too long. I know that would be annoying for people. So yeah, if this was helpful, feel free to subscribe. And if you want to see more, leave a comment and I will try to explain a little better, or just tell me what you want to see. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.